It was supposed to be a celebration, a small gathering of friends and family to mark Caroline's birthday. The living room buzzed with laughter and music, the air filled with the aroma of birthday cake and the clinking of glasses. As I scrolled through my tablet, intending to show Caroline's childhood photos to our guests, little did I know that my world was about to unravel. Unlocking her device, I expected innocent memories and playful snaps from years past. Instead, what greeted me were messages, intimate messages exchanged between Caroline and someone named Daniel. Words of love, of longing, of plans made and secrets shared. Shock immobilized me momentarily. My heart pounded in my chest as if trying to break free from the betrayal that unfolded before my eyes. How could she? How long had this been going on? I sat there, a whirlwind of emotions swirling inside me, anger, disbelief, and a profound sadness that threatened to consume me whole. But amidst this turmoil, a strange calmness descended upon me. Instead of confronting her right then and there, I made a decision to bide my time, to gather my evidence meticulously, to plan my revenge meticulously. The party continued around me, oblivious to the storm brewing within. I forced a smile and engaged in conversations, all the while my mind raced with thoughts of how to proceed. Each passing moment only solidified my resolve. From that night onward, I began my clandestine operation. I became a silent observer in my own home, tracking her movements, analyzing her excuses, and documenting every interaction that further confirmed her deception. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months. The facade of our marriage remained intact outwardly, but inside, I was laying the groundwork for what would become a meticulously plotted course of retribution. I knew I had to tread carefully. I couldn't afford to make mistakes. Every move and every decision had to be calculated, ensuring that when the time came, she would feel the weight of her betrayal as acutely as I did that fateful night. Thus began my descent into darkness, into a world where revenge was my only solace. A world where I would stop at nothing to avenge the shattered pieces of my heart. Days blurred into weeks as I meticulously gathered evidence of Caroline's affair with Daniel. Each piece of information I unearthed was like a jagged piece of a puzzle, fitting together to reveal a picture of deceit and betrayal. One evening, after meticulously tailing Caroline's supposed late-night work sessions, I confirmed my suspicions. She met Daniel at a small cafe tucked away in the heart of downtown. My heart pounded with a mix of fury and sorrow as I watched them through the window, their laughter and stolen glances cutting through me like shards of glass. With the evidence firmly in hand, I turned my attention to Daniel. He became my new obsession. I needed to know everything about him, the man who had insidiously infiltrated my life and stolen my wife's heart. Through discreet inquiries and digital sleuthing, I uncovered details about Daniel's life, his address, his workplace, his daily routines. I meticulously mapped out his movements, noting the places he frequented and the people he associated with. My anger simmered beneath a facade of normalcy. Outwardly, I remained the devoted husband, supporting Caroline through her busy schedule, even as I planned my revenge with cold, calculated precision. Late nights were spent scouring the internet for ways to inflict maximum psychological pain. Anonymous threats began to trickle into Daniel's life, ominous messages left on his car windshield, late-night phone calls filled with menacing silence, and cryptic notes slipped into his mailbox at work. I relished the fear and paranoia that began to consume him. It was a small taste of the torment I endured every waking moment since discovering their affair. But these were mere preludes to what I had in store. My mind raced with scenarios of how to make Daniel suffer as I had suffered. I toyed with the idea of confronting him directly, of letting him see the devastation he had wrought. But no, that would be too easy, too quick. Instead, I opted for a more insidious approach. I began planting seeds of doubt in Daniel's mind, subtle insinuations that someone was watching him, that his secrets were not as well hidden as he believed. I orchestrated chance encounters, careful not to reveal my true identity, but to sow seeds of paranoia that would fester and grow. The more Daniel squirmed under the weight of my invisible hand, the more satisfaction I derived. Revenge became my lifeline, my reason for existing in a world that had crumbled around me. Every moment spent plotting against him was a bittersweet reprieve from the ache in my chest, a temporary distraction from the gaping hole where love and trust had once resided. As the days turned into months, my vengeance evolved from a fleeting desire into an all-consuming obsession. I knew deep down that this path I had chosen was irreversible, that there would be no turning back from the darkness into which I had descended. But I didn't care. Not anymore. Because as long as Daniel suffered, as long as he tasted even a fraction of the pain he had inflicted upon me, I could cling to a shred of justification for the darkness that now consumed my soul. The months passed like a blur as I delved deeper into my intricate web of vengeance. Every move was carefully calculated, every action aimed at tightening the noose around Daniel's neck. It was a cold, rainy evening when I decided it was time to execute the next phase of my plan. Armed with the knowledge of Daniel's routine, I lurked in the shadows near his favorite bar, waiting patiently for him to emerge, slightly intoxicated and vulnerable. When he finally stumbled out into the dimly lit street, I made my move. Masked by darkness and driven by a primal urge for retribution, I approached him with measured steps. My heart raced with anticipation, adrenaline coursing through my veins as I closed the distance between us. "Daniel," I called out softly, my voice carrying a chilling edge that sent a shiver down his spine. He turned, eyes widening in recognition and fear as he saw me standing there, a figure from his nightmares materialized into reality. Panic flickered in his gaze, but before he could react, I struck. The heavy blow landed squarely on his temple, sending him sprawling to the wet pavement. In the chaos of the moment, I acted swiftly, dragging his unconscious body into the shadows where prying eyes wouldn't find him immediately. As I stood over him, breathing heavily, I felt a surge of satisfaction mixed with a twinge of remorse. This act of violence, though satisfying in the heat of the moment, was only a small part of my grand design. I needed Daniel to suffer, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. With a sense of grim determination, I retrieved a disposable phone I had prepared for this moment. Using gloves to avoid leaving any trace, I dialed 911 and reported an unconscious man lying in an alley, careful to provide just enough information to ensure he would be found, but not enough to incriminate myself. Satisfied that my part was done, I melted back into the night, leaving Daniel at the mercy of fate. In the days that followed, news of the incident spread like wildfire. Daniel was hospitalized with a serious head injury, the circumstances of which remained a mystery. For Caroline, it was a whirlwind of confusion and concern. I watched from the sidelines as she grappled with guilt and worry, oblivious to the role I played in Daniel's sudden misfortune. She leaned on me for support, unknowingly drawing closer to the very person who had orchestrated her lover's downfall. But my work was far from over. This was just the beginning, a carefully orchestrated prelude to the main act of my vengeance. Daniel's physical pain was merely a precursor to the psychological torment that awaited him. As I retreated into the shadows once more, I began to plot the next move in my intricate game of revenge. Each step forward brought me closer to the culmination of my plan, where Daniel would finally understand the depth of my anguish and the extent of my capacity for retribution. The trap was set. Now, all that remained was to watch it unfold, to witness the unraveling of Daniel's world as mine had unraveled months before. The aftermath of Daniel's assault reverberated through our lives like a relentless storm. Caroline was consumed with worry, her nights filled with anxious pacing and tear-stained pillowcases. I played my part convincingly, offering her solace and support while secretly reveling in the chaos I had orchestrated. Daniel, meanwhile, lay in the hospital, his condition serious but stable. The police investigation yielded no suspects and no leads, just a bewildered victim and a trail of unanswered questions. It was the perfect setup for what was to come next. In the weeks that followed, I intensified my psychological warfare against Daniel. Anonymous emails flooded his inbox, cryptic messages hinting at hidden truths and impending doom. Each one is carefully crafted to erode his sanity, to make him doubt his perception of reality. I orchestrated random encounters designed to unsettle him, brief glimpses of a shadowy figure disappearing around corners, distant whispers that echoed in empty hallways. Paranoia became his constant companion, a shadow lurking in the periphery of his consciousness. Meanwhile, I maintained the facade of a concerned husband and pillar of support for Caroline. My every action, every word, was carefully calibrated to conceal the darkness that festered within me. She clung to me, seeking comfort in the turmoil that enveloped us, unaware of the role I played in her lover's downfall. As Daniel's mental state deteriorated, I relished in the chaos I had unleashed upon him. The man who had stolen my wife's affection now teetered on the brink of madness, haunted by visions of a vengeful specter that lurked in the shadows of his shattered life. But my thirst for revenge was far from quenched. I had planned meticulously for this moment, knowing that the final act of my vengeance would be the most devastating of all. It was time to bring everything to a dramatic climax, to ensure that Daniel would never forget the consequences of his betrayal. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness cloaked the city in its embrace, I executed the final phase of my plan. Armed with incriminating evidence meticulously gathered over months of painstaking investigation, I confronted Daniel in a secluded alleyway, the same alley where I had left him beaten and broken weeks before. His eyes widened in terror as he saw me approach, a silent harbinger of his impending doom. I brandished the evidence before him, each damning piece a testament to his betrayal, his deceit. There was no denying the truth now, no escape from the consequences of his actions. I watched with grim satisfaction as realization dawned on his face, as the weight of his sins bore down upon him like a crushing burden. Fear and desperation flickered in his eyes, but there was nowhere left for him to run, no sanctuary from the reckoning that awaited. "You thought you could destroy my life and get away with it," I hissed, my voice a venomous whisper in the cold night air. "But now it's my turn to watch you suffer." With that, I delivered my final blow, a chilling ultimatum that sealed his fate, ensuring that he would forever carry the scars of his betrayal. As I turned away from him, leaving him to confront the ruins of his shattered existence, a twisted sense of satisfaction washed over me. The journey into darkness had changed me irrevocably, leaving behind a husk of the man I once was. But in that moment of triumph, as I walked away from the wreckage of Daniel's life, I knew that I had exacted a price that could never be repaid. A price paid in blood, in tears, and in the shattered remnants of a love that had turned to ash. The curtain had fallen on my tale of vengeance, leaving behind a haunting silence that echoed in the depths of my soul. In the aftermath of confronting Daniel and exacting my final revenge, a haunting stillness settled over my life. The echoes of my actions reverberated in the corners of my mind, leaving me grappling with a mix of emotions, satisfaction, guilt, and an unsettling emptiness. Caroline, unaware of the extent of my involvement in Daniel's downfall, clung to me with renewed fervor. Her gratitude and affection were bittersweet reminders of the life we had once shared, a life now tainted by betrayal and vengeance. I struggled to reconcile the person I had become with the man I used to be. The darkness that had consumed me during my quest for revenge now cast a long shadow over my soul. I found myself questioning whether the price of my vengeance had been too high, whether the ends had truly justified the means. The days stretched into weeks as I wrestled with these inner demons. Sleep became elusive, haunted by dreams of Daniel's anguished face and Caroline's unknowing trust. The weight of my actions bore down on me like a heavy burden, threatening to crush me under its unbearable weight. Amidst the turmoil, a glimmer of clarity began to emerge, a realization that my obsession with vengeance had cost me more than I had anticipated. It had consumed my life, leaving little room for anything else. I had sacrificed my peace of mind, my moral compass, on the altar of retribution. As I navigated the aftermath of my vendetta, I started to distance myself from Caroline, unable to bear the weight of her love and gratitude. Guilt gnawed at me, a relentless reminder of the deception that had become integral to our marriage. The once vibrant connection between us had withered, poisoned by secrets and lies. We moved through the motions of daily life, but the intimacy we had once shared was now a distant memory, overshadowed by the specter of my betrayal. In the quiet moments of solitude, I reflected on the choices that had led me down this dark path. I wondered if there had been another way, a path less steeped in darkness and despair. But the past was etched in stone, its scars a constant reminder of the irreversible damage I had wrought. And yet, amidst the wreckage of my own making, a flicker of hope began to stir. a tentative belief that redemption was possible, that I could find a way to reconcile the fractured pieces of my soul. It would be a journey fraught with challenges, a journey into the depths of remorse and forgiveness. But as I stood at the crossroads of my own making, I vowed to seek absolution, to confront the darkness within and strive to emerge into the light once more. For in the end, it was not just Daniel or Caroline I had betrayed, it was myself. And the path to redemption began with acknowledging the depths of my own humanity, flawed and scarred though it may be. With each tentative step forward, I embraced the uncertainty of what lay ahead. The shadows of my past loomed large, but I refused to let them define me. For in the quiet moments of reflection, I found the strength to confront my demons and forge a path toward healing, a path illuminated by the fragile hope of a second chance. In the wake of my relentless pursuit of vengeance and the subsequent aftermath, I found myself adrift in a sea of introspection and regret. The echoes of my actions reverberated in every corner of my existence, a haunting reminder of the darkness that had consumed me. Days turned into weeks as I retreated into solitude, grappling with the weight of my choices. The emptiness that had settled within me was palpable, a void that no amount of retribution could fill. Guilt gnawed at my conscience, a relentless specter that shadowed my every thought and action. I sought solace in quiet moments of reflection, seeking to make sense of the chaos I had wrought upon my own life. The faces of those I had hurt, Daniel and Caroline, haunted my dreams, their pain a stark testament to the cost of my obsession with revenge. Amidst the turmoil, a flicker of clarity began to emerge, a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. I realized that I could no longer deny the truth of my culpability, nor could I continue to hide behind the mask of anger and betrayal. I reached out to Caroline, ready to confront the truth that had strained our marriage to its breaking point. With trembling hands and a heavy heart, I laid bare the secrets that had festered between us. Her reaction was a mix of shock and disbelief, followed by a torrent of emotions, anger, hurt, and ultimately, a fragile glimmer of forgiveness. Together, we embarked on a journey of reconciliation, a journey fraught with obstacles and uncertainties, but anchored by a shared commitment to healing. We sought therapy, delving into the depths of our fractured relationship with honesty and vulnerability. Through tears and heartache, we confronted the wounds that had driven us apart, finding strength in each other's resilience. Caroline's forgiveness was a lifeline, a beacon of hope that guided me through the darkness of my own making. As we rebuilt our trust and rekindled the flickering embers of our love, I began to glimpse the possibility of redemption. It was a slow and arduous process, marked by moments of doubt and fear, but also by moments of profound healing and growth. I made amends where I could, reaching out to those I had harmed in my quest for vengeance. I sought forgiveness from Daniel, offering a sincere apology for the pain I had inflicted upon him. His response was guarded, his wounds still raw, but there was a glimmer of understanding in his eyes, a recognition that we were all flawed beings grappling with our demons. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found peace in the realization that redemption was not a destination but a journey marked by humility, compassion, and the courage to confront my darkness. I embraced the lessons learned from my descent into vengeance, vowing never again to let anger and bitterness dictate my actions. As I looked toward the uncertain future, I carried with me the hard-won knowledge that forgiveness, both of others and of oneself, held the power to heal even the deepest wounds. In Caroline's eyes, in Daniel's tentative acceptance, I glimpsed the possibility of a future redeemed, a future shaped not by the shadows of my past, but by the promise of a newfound light. In the aftermath of confronting my demons and seeking redemption, life took on a new rhythm, a delicate balance of healing and moving forward. Carolyn and I navigated the complexities of rebuilding our marriage with renewed determination and honesty. Therapy became our sanctuary, a space where we unearthed buried truths and confronted our deepest fears. It was not easy. There were tears shed, harsh words spoken, and moments of doubt, but through it all, we held on to the fragile thread of hope that bound us together. Slowly, the wounds began to heal. Forgiveness, though hard-won, became the cornerstone of our journey toward reconciliation. We learned to communicate openly and authentically, laying bare our vulnerabilities and insecurities without fear of judgment. Caroline's resilience astounded me. Despite the pain I had caused her, she chose to walk this path of healing with me. offering compassion and understanding even in the face of my darkest moments. Her unwavering faith in our love became my anchor, grounding me as I navigated the turbulent waters of self-forgiveness. Outside the confines of our marriage, I continued to confront the consequences of my actions. I reached out to Daniel once more, extending a genuine olive branch in hopes of forging a fragile peace between us. His response was cautious, but not devoid of empathy, a recognition that we were both victims of our own choices. Together, we embarked on a journey of mutual understanding and acceptance, slowly bridging the chasm that had divided us. It was a tentative dance of forgiveness and reconciliation, marked by moments of awkwardness and tentative camaraderie. As time passed, I sought to atone for my past transgressions by giving back to the community that had once nurtured me. I volunteered at local shelters, offering support to those in need and finding solace in the act of selfless giving. It was a humbling experience, a reminder that redemption was not just about seeking forgiveness, but about making amends and leaving a positive impact on the world around me. The scars of my journey into darkness remained etched upon my soul, a constant reminder of the fragility of human nature. But through adversity, I discovered resilience, a strength born from the crucible of pain and regret. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found gratitude for the second chance that had been bestowed upon me. The path ahead remained uncertain, fraught with challenges and obstacles, but I faced it with newfound courage and humility. And as I looked into Caroline's eyes, seeing the love and forgiveness reflected there, I knew that our journey was far from over. Together, we would continue to heal, to grow, and to embrace the future with open hearts and renewed hope. The road to redemption had been long and arduous, marked by trials and tribulations that tested my faith in myself and others. But through it all, I emerged stronger and wiser, embracing the lessons learned from my journey into the depths of darkness. As the sun set on this chapter of my life, I embraced the promise of a brighter tomorrow, a tomorrow shaped not by the shadows of my past, but by the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of forgiveness. Time became a gentle healer, gradually weaving threads of peace and acceptance into the fabric of my life. The turbulent storm of vengeance and redemption had finally subsided, leaving behind a landscape forever altered by the choices I had made. Caroline and I emerged from the crucible of our marriage stronger than before. Our bond, once fractured by betrayal and deceit, had been tempered by forgiveness and mutual understanding. We learned to cherish each moment, to nurture our love with tender care, mindful of the scars that still lingered beneath the surface. Together, we embarked on new adventures, savoring the simple joys of everyday life. We traveled to distant lands, explored new hobbies, and reveled in the beauty of shared experiences. The laughter that once seemed distant echoed through our home once more, a testament to the resilience of our love. As for Daniel, his presence in our lives had faded into a distant memory, a reminder of the past that we had left behind. We crossed paths occasionally, exchanging polite nods and fleeting smiles, a silent acknowledgement of the tumultuous journey we had traveled together. I continued to volunteer in the community, finding fulfillment in acts of kindness and service. The scars of my past served as a constant reminder of the importance of empathy and compassion, guiding me as I sought to make a positive impact on the lives of others. In the quiet moments of solitude, I found solace in reflection. I had come to accept that redemption was not a destination, but a continuous journey, a journey marked by growth, forgiveness, and the courage to confront one's shortcomings. I had learned to forgive myself, to release the burden of guilt and shame that had weighed heavily upon my soul. The darkness that once threatened to consume me had given way to a newfound light, a light born from the depths of despair and tempered by the resilience of the human spirit. And as I stood at the threshold of a new chapter in my life, I embraced the promise of tomorrow with gratitude and humility. The scars of my past had become a testament to my strength, a reminder of the transformative power of resilience and redemption. Caroline and I walked hand in hand into the sunset, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with unwavering resolve. Our love had weathered the storms of betrayal and vengeance, emerging stronger and more resilient than ever before. In the end, I found peace, not in the absence of turmoil, but in the knowledge that I had faced my demons and emerged whole. The journey had been arduous, marked by trials and tribulations that tested my faith and resolve. But through it all, I discovered the true meaning of forgiveness and the healing power of love. As the final chapter of my story unfolded, I looked forward to the future with hope and optimism. The scars of my past had become a roadmap to redemption, a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within us all. As I close the book on this chapter of my life, I embrace the promise of a new beginning, a beginning shaped by grace, resilience, and the enduring power of love. Years had passed since the tumultuous events that reshaped my life. As I reflected on the journey that had brought me to this moment, a sense of closure settled over me, a quiet acknowledgement of the healing and growth that had occurred along the way. Caroline and I had forged a deeper connection forged through the fires of adversity. Our marriage had blossomed into a sanctuary of love and understanding, fortified by the trials we had overcome together. We celebrated milestones, anniversaries, birthdays, and quiet moments of shared joy that reaffirmed our commitment to each other. The wounds of betrayal had not vanished entirely, but they had faded into the tapestry of our shared history, a reminder of the resilience of our love. We had learned to navigate the complexities of forgiveness and acceptance, embracing each other's flaws and imperfections with grace. Daniel had faded into obscurity, a distant figure in the rearview mirror of my life. Our paths had diverged, leaving behind a legacy of lessons learned and bridges crossed. I had made peace with the role he had played in my journey, recognizing that our shared pain had shaped us both in profound ways. In the broader scope of my existence, I had found fulfillment in giving back to the community that had supported me through the darkest chapters of my life. Volunteering had become a cornerstone of my existence, a testament to the transformative power of empathy and compassion. The scars of my past had become a source of strength, guiding me as I mentored others who faced similar challenges. I offered support and guidance, sharing my story with honesty and vulnerability in the hope of inspiring others to find their path to healing. As I looked toward the horizon, I saw a future filled with promise and possibility. The shadows of my past no longer loomed large, overshadowed by the light of hope and renewal. I had embraced the complexities of my journey, finding solace in the knowledge that every obstacle had shaped me into the person I had become. As I stood on the threshold of a new chapter in my life, I embraced the lessons learned along the way, the importance of forgiveness, the resilience of the human spirit, and the enduring power of love. The journey had been arduous, marked by triumphs and tribulations, but it had led me to a place of peace and fulfillment. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found gratitude for the resilience that had carried me through the storm. I had emerged from the darkness stronger and more compassionate, ready to embrace the future with open arms and a heart full of hope. And as I closed the final chapter of my story, I knew that the journey was far from over. Life would continue to unfold, bringing new challenges and opportunities for growth. But through it all, I would carry with me the lessons learned from my journey, a journey that had led me to find closure, redemption, and the enduring beauty of second chances. As I stood at the threshold of a new decade of my life, I marveled at the journey that had brought me to this moment, a journey of transformation, redemption, and profound growth. Carolyn and I had weathered the storms of our past, emerging stronger and more united than ever before. Our love deepened with each passing year, anchored by the resilience we had cultivated through adversity. We celebrated our victories, both big and small, with a renewed appreciation for the precious gift of second chances. The scars of betrayal had faded into faint reminders of the trials we had overcome, a testament to the healing power of forgiveness and the resilience of the human spirit. We navigated life's challenges together, drawing strength from our shared history and a deep-seated commitment to nurturing our relationship. In the broader canvas of my life, I had found purpose in giving back to the community that had supported me during my darkest days. Volunteering had become a cornerstone of my existence, a way to pay forward the kindness and compassion that had been extended to me in times of need. I mentored others who faced similar struggles, offering guidance and support with empathy born from personal experience. Daniel had long since faded into the recesses of memory, a distant figure in the rearview mirror of my life. I had made peace with the role he had played in my journey, recognizing that our paths had diverged for a reason. His presence had been a catalyst for my growth and introspection, teaching me valuable lessons about forgiveness, resilience, and the complexities of human relationships. As I reflected on the years gone by, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunities and challenges that had shaped me into the person I had become. The journey had been marked by moments of triumph and moments of doubt, each contributing to the tapestry of my life in its unique way. Looking ahead, I embraced the uncertainties of the future with optimism and resolve. Life would continue to unfold, presenting new chapters waiting to be written. I was no longer defined by the shadows of my past, but by the resilience and wisdom gained from navigating its depths. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found peace in knowing that the circle of my journey had come full circle, a testament to the transformative power of healing, growth, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. As I embarked on the next chapter of my life, I carried with me the lessons learned, the love shared, and the profound gratitude for the opportunity to live a life shaped by resilience, redemption, and the unwavering belief in second chances. As I stepped into the 11th chapter of my life, a sense of anticipation tinged with nostalgia filled my heart. The journey of redemption and self-discovery led me to this moment, a moment defined by the promise of new beginnings and the wisdom gained from past trials. Caroline and I had forged a bond fortified by resilience and unwavering love. Our marriage had evolved into a sanctuary of mutual respect and understanding, where honesty and forgiveness were the cornerstones of our shared journey. Together, we embraced the joys and challenges of each day, cherishing the simple moments of laughter and companionship that enriched our lives. The scars of betrayal had faded into insignificance, overshadowed by the strength of our commitment to each other. We celebrated milestones with gratitude, knowing that every hurdle overcome had brought us closer together. Our love had weathered the storms of uncertainty, emerging stronger and more resilient with each passing year. In my role within the community, I continued to find purpose and fulfillment through acts of service and compassion. Volunteering had become a source of joy, a way to give back to a world that had offered me grace in my darkest hours. I mentored others with empathy and understanding, sharing my journey of redemption as a beacon of hope for those navigating their paths of healing. Daniel remained a distant memory, a testament to the transformative power of forgiveness and the passage of time. I had released the bitterness and resentment that once consumed me, recognizing that his role in my story had catalyzed personal growth and introspection. His presence taught me invaluable lessons about forgiveness, resilience, and the complexities of human relationships. As I reflected on the chapters of my life, I felt a profound sense of gratitude for the opportunities and challenges that had shaped my journey. Each experience contributed to my growth, molding me into the person I was meant to become. The road had been winding and at times arduous, but it had led me to a place of peace and fulfillment. Looking forward, I embraced the uncertainty of the future with optimism and courage. Life would continue to unfold, presenting new adventures and opportunities for growth. I carried with me the lessons learned, the importance of resilience, the power of forgiveness, and the transformative impact of love. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found solace in the knowledge that my journey was far from over. Each day brought with it the promise of new beginnings and the opportunity to make a positive difference in the world. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit renewed, I embraced the 11th chapter of my life with open arms, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead with unwavering hope and determination. As I reached the 12th chapter of my life, I found myself reflecting deeply on the legacy I had built through my journey of redemption and growth. It was a time of introspection, a moment to pause and appreciate the path that had led me to this place of peace and fulfillment. Caroline and I had continued to thrive in our marriage, anchored by a foundation of love and mutual respect. Our bond deepened with time, strengthened by the trials we had faced together, and the unwavering commitment to support each other through life's challenges. We embraced life with a sense of gratitude, cherishing the ordinary moments that had become extraordinary in their simplicity. Our home was filled with warmth and laughter, a testament to the resilience of our love and the healing power of forgiveness. In my community work, I found purpose and fulfillment in supporting others on their journeys of healing and growth. Volunteering has become a cornerstone of my life, a way to give back and make a meaningful impact in the lives of those in need. I mentored with compassion and empathy, offering guidance born from personal experience and a deep understanding of the human spirit. Daniel had long since faded into the background of my past, a distant figure in the landscape of my memories. I had made peace with the role he had played in my story, recognizing that his presence had been a catalyst for profound personal transformation. His actions taught me valuable lessons about forgiveness, resilience, and the complexities of human relationships. As I reflected on my journey, I felt a profound sense of gratitude for the challenges that had shaped me into the person I had become. Each obstacle had been an opportunity for growth, molding my character and deepening my empathy for others. The scars of my past had become badges of honor, symbols of resilience, and the capacity for redemption. Looking ahead, I contemplated the legacy I hoped to leave behind, a legacy of compassion, forgiveness, and the belief in second chances. I aspired to continue making a positive impact in my community, inspiring others to embrace their journeys of healing and growth. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found solace in the knowledge that my story was still unfolding, a narrative shaped by resilience, compassion, and the enduring power of love. As I embraced the 12th chapter of my life, I carried with me the lessons learned and the wisdom gained, ready to embrace whatever the future held with gratitude and unwavering hope. As I entered the 13th chapter of my life, I found myself contemplating the journey that had brought me to this moment, a journey defined by resilience, redemption, and the transformative power of forgiveness. Caroline and I continued to cherish our marriage, grateful for the love and understanding that had grown between us. Our bond had weathered the storms of uncertainty, strengthened by our shared commitment to honesty and mutual respect. Together, we navigated life's challenges with a sense of unity and purpose, savoring the ordinary moments that enriched our days. In my role within the community, I remained dedicated to making a positive impact through acts of service and compassion. Volunteering had become a cornerstone of my life, a way to give back and support those in need. I mentored with empathy and understanding, sharing my journey of growth and healing as a source of inspiration for others facing similar struggles. Daniel's presence in my life had faded into obscurity, a distant memory of a chapter marked by betrayal and forgiveness. I had learned to release the bitterness and resentment that once consumed me, embracing the lessons his actions had taught me about resilience and the complexities of human relationships. As I reflected on the chapters of my life, I felt a profound sense of gratitude for the challenges that had shaped my journey. Each experience contributed to my growth, molding me into the person I was meant to become. The scars of my past had become a testament to my strength and resilience, guiding me as I navigated the uncertainties of the future. Looking forward, I embraced the opportunities that lay ahead with optimism and courage. Life continued to unfold, presenting new adventures and possibilities for growth. I carried with me the lessons learned, the importance of forgiveness, the power of empathy, and the transformative impact of love. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found solace in knowing that my journey was far from over. Each day brought with it the promise of new beginnings and the opportunity to make a positive difference in the world. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit renewed, I embraced the 13th chapter of my life with open arms, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead with unwavering hope and determination. As I ventured into the 14th chapter of my life, I found myself at a crossroads, a moment of transition marked by reflection, growth, and the courage to embrace change. Caroline and I continued to nurture our marriage with a deep sense of gratitude and commitment. Our bond had evolved into a partnership built on mutual respect and understanding, weathering the trials of life with resilience and unwavering support for each other. Together, we celebrated the milestones of our journey, the highs and the lows, with a renewed appreciation for the strength of our love. In my community work, I expanded my efforts to make a meaningful impact on the lives of others. Volunteering remained a cornerstone of my existence, a way to give back and support those in need. I dedicated myself to mentoring with empathy and compassion, offering guidance born from personal experience and a deep belief in the transformative power of resilience. The memories of Daniel and the challenges he had brought into my life had faded into the background of my past. I had forgiven him, not for his sake, but for my peace of mind, releasing the burdens of anger and resentment that had once weighed heavily upon my soul. His role in my journey had been a catalyst for profound personal growth and introspection, teaching me invaluable lessons about forgiveness, resilience, and the complexities of human relationships. As I reflected on the chapters of my life, I found myself contemplating the legacy I hope to leave behind. A legacy rooted in kindness, empathy, and a commitment to making a positive difference in the world. I aspired to continue embracing change, seizing new opportunities for personal growth, and contributing to the well-being of those around me. Looking ahead, I embraced the uncertainties of the future with optimism and courage. Life was a journey of continuous transformation, presenting new challenges and possibilities for growth. I carried with me the lessons learned, the importance of forgiveness, the power of empathy, and the resilience forged through adversity. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found solace in knowing that my story was still unfolding, a narrative shaped by resilience, compassion, and the enduring power of love. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit renewed, I embraced the 14th chapter of my life with open arms, ready to embrace change and create a future filled with purpose, meaning, and joy. Entering the 15th chapter of my life, I find myself in a place of profound gratitude and anticipation for what lies ahead. The journey of redemption and growth has led me to this moment, a moment defined by reflection, resilience, and a deep appreciation for the transformative power of forgiveness. Caroline and I have cultivated a marriage grounded in love, trust, and mutual respect. Our bond has weathered the tests of time and adversity, strengthened by our shared commitment to supporting each other's dreams and aspirations. Together, we celebrate the joys of companionship and navigate life's challenges with a sense of unity and purpose. In my ongoing community involvement, I continue to find fulfillment through acts of service and compassion. Volunteering remains a cornerstone of my life, a way to give back and make a positive impact on the lives of others. I mentor with empathy and understanding, sharing my journey of growth and healing as a source of inspiration for those facing similar struggles. The memories of Daniel and the trials he brought into my life have faded into the backdrop of my past. I have come to a place of peace and acceptance, understanding that forgiveness is a gift I give to myself. His presence in my journey catalyzed personal growth and taught me valuable lessons about resilience, forgiveness, and the complexities of human relationships. Reflecting on the chapters of my life, I am grateful for the challenges that have shaped my journey. Each experience has contributed to my growth, deepening my empathy and strengthening my resolve. The scars of my past have become symbols of resilience and the capacity for personal transformation. Looking forward, I embrace the opportunities that await with optimism and courage. Life is a journey of continuous evolution, presenting new possibilities for learning, growth, and connection. I carry with me the lessons learned, the importance of forgiveness, the power of empathy, and the resilience forged through adversity. In the quiet moments of reflection, I find solace in knowing that my story is still unfolding, a narrative shaped by resilience, compassion, and the enduring power of love. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit renewed, I embrace the 15th chapter of my life with open arms, ready to continue my journey with purpose, gratitude, and a steadfast commitment to living a life of meaning and impact. Unexpectedly coming face to face with him, I convinced him to join me for a drink. As we sat down together, tension crackled in the air, the weight of unspoken truths hanging between us like a heavy fog. I knew this was the moment when my long-awaited vengeance would finally fulfill its purpose. We exchanged pleasantries that felt hollow against the backdrop of our shared history. His presence stirred memories of betrayal and pain, but I masked my emotions behind a facade of casual conversation. Each sip of the drink brought us closer to the inevitable confrontation I had been preparing for. As the conversation unfolded, I navigated carefully, probing for vulnerabilities, seeking closure for the wounds he had inflicted upon me and my marriage. His demeanor shifted uneasily, a subtle acknowledgement of the past that lingered between us like a specter. I seized the opportunity to confront him directly, laying bare the consequences of his actions and the impact they had on my life. The words spilled out with a mix of anger and resignation, each sentence a testament to the turmoil that had defined our tumultuous relationship. In that moment of reckoning, I saw glimpses of regret flicker in his eyes, a fleeting recognition of the pain he had caused. But it was too late for remorse. The wheels of fate had been set in motion, and my resolve was unshakable. As we parted ways that evening, A sense of closure washed over me, a quiet satisfaction that justice, in its way, had been served. The scars of betrayal still lingered, but I found solace in knowing that I had confronted the past and emerged stronger for it. Walking away, I carried with me a newfound sense of peace, a realization that forgiveness, though elusive, was not necessary for my healing. The journey of vengeance had reached its conclusion, and I was ready to embrace the future with renewed clarity and purpose. In the aftermath of our encounter, I reflected on the complexities of human relationships and the enduring power of resilience. The chapter of vengeance had closed, leaving behind a narrative of growth, redemption, and the unwavering belief in the transformative power of facing one's demons head-on. After the confrontation in the bar, a heavy silence hung in the air as I left Daniel unconscious in a remote location. It was a moment of reckoning, where the culmination of years of pain and betrayal had led to a decisive act. As I walked away, a mix of emotions surged within me: relief, anger, and a profound sense of closure. I confronted the source of my anguish, delivering a final blow that symbolized the end of a chapter in my life. The weight of vengeance lifted from my shoulders, replaced by a quiet resolve to move forward with clarity and purpose. In the days that followed, I grappled with the aftermath of my actions. Guilt gnawed at me, questioning the morality of my choices and the boundaries of justice. Yet beneath it all, a sense of peace began to settle, a recognition that I had done what I felt was necessary to reclaim my sense of dignity and justice. Caroline stood by me with unwavering support, understanding the complexities of the emotions I wrestled with. Together we navigated the aftermath, leaning on each other for strength and solace. I sought closure through introspection and reflection, revisiting the lessons learned throughout my journey. The scars of betrayal had shaped me, but they no longer defined me. I embraced the healing power of forgiveness, not for Daniel's sake, but for my peace of mind. In the quiet moments of solitude, I found clarity in the realization that true closure comes from within. The cycle of vengeance had reached its conclusion, and I was ready to embark on a new chapter of my life, a chapter marked by growth, resilience, and a renewed appreciation for the fragility of human relationships. As time passed, Daniel's fate remained a distant thought, a testament to the unpredictability of life's twists and turns. I focused instead on nurturing the relationships that mattered most, cherishing each day as a gift and a chance to make a positive impact in the world. Looking ahead, I embraced the uncertainties of the future with optimism and humility. Life continued to unfold, presenting new opportunities for growth and connection. I carried with me the lessons learned, the importance of forgiveness, the resilience forged through adversity, and the transformative power of facing one's demons head-on. In the end, I found peace in knowing that I had confronted my past and emerged stronger for it. The journey had been tumultuous, marked by moments of darkness and light, but it had led me to a place of acceptance and self-discovery. As I embraced the 17th chapter of my life, I did so with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit renewed, ready to embrace whatever the future held, with unwavering hope and determination.